Morning legends, welcome back to episode 2 of the build series for the Kakadu Prado. So if you missed the first episode, fitted up some nice little bash plates for the KDSS model, come up pretty smick. Today you're going to watch me jam this 4-inch hole saw straight through the side of this panel with the TJM Airtech Snorkel, so I'll unbox that in a second. And got a few other little mods to do, some wiring mods and stuff, so let's get into that. Unbox the Snorkel in a second. We've got the bit of wiring to do as well. So this is the wiring harness for the 2018 Prados. So it actually plugs in to the headlight stalk, so you get all your signals from there, not the headlights. So that come out of my old one. I was lucky enough to get the talking about a lock-up kit as well. So I'll do a rundown on what this actually does a bit later, but I'll install it later, the servo. It's not a pretty straightforward install. Got another switch, blanks. So this is off the older Prados, because it's got the 6 buttons. It's where the new ones have got 3 smaller square ones and no one really does switches for them. So you buy the older switch blanks and then put that in. And you can have all switches the same. So I'll pull that out. Let's unbox this Snorkel. So we've got 2 main pieces. This is the outer piece, the bit that you see, and then you've got this bit which goes on inside the guard, connects from this outer piece to your airbox. So that's that. Some instructions. So that's the template. I think there might be 2 templates actually. Cut them out with a pair of scissors, stick them to your guard. 4-inch hole saw ready to go, or 108mm I think it is. So yeah, let's rip into it. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is cut these templates out, get them ready to go. The hardest part of this whole job, people get scared about cutting that. The hardest part is getting this inner guard out, I'm telling you. These clips are a nightmare. Right, I was giving the assistant Rachel a nice little job there to cut that out. So Rachel comes on a lot of trips with us, so you've seen on some of our vlogs. Morton Island, Chichester State for us, that was another good one.
I don't think we've done many though.
So yeah, while Rachel cuts that out, it's going to clean this panel up. I'm going to have to use it for some marking out, so get it all nice and clean, and I'll start pulling some of these screws out. Start by just undoing some of these, get this guard a bit more free. Anyway, it's pretty hard to film up under the guard. Eventually, after some serious frustration, you'll get some of these clips out and it'll look like this. So, got a whole heap of room up in here now. Righto, that's what comes out of the end of the airbox. So, and then around this side, some of the bare space up in there. That's where the internal snorkel tube goes. So yeah, just going to pull this airbox out. You've got to reseal a few little pieces of it. It's got a hole right there for a start. It's got a couple in the bottom. It's got this drain underneath, I'll show you, but I actually keep that open so you can still get a bit of water out through the system. Pull all this off and get it out of the way.
Censored all of that language, aren't we, Aaron?
Yeah. Big. Cover up your intake. No dust in this one, that's nice.
Yeah, your faces make it.
So this is the bottom of the airbox. There's a couple of holes in here to drain from standard. That one, there's 2 under this bolt, under that, in that corner there. There's one on this side as well. You've got to watch out for that one. Yeah, that's the intake, so it comes in, swirls it around, a bit more even distribution. This is the call it the duck's bill because it looks like a duck. Whack, whack, whack. So I actually leave this, lets a bit of the water drain out, and when you're under load or under suction, under acceleration or whatever, it actually sucks it closed, so it won't actually suck in anything, any water, but when it can still drain the water out. Since I've done that other video with the dust coming through the air filter, it's one of my most watched videos.
Shameless plug.
Are you right, mate?
Sorry, continue.
Continue on. A lot of people ask me about this plate, should I pull it out? I spoke to a lot of tuning shops now and they said just leave it in, like it's honestly not going to make any difference. It's a small 2.8 litre engine and honestly cutting that out isn't going to make a difference. It helps distribute the suction of the air filter and a few other things, but yeah. That little rock guard thing I was talking about before is this this piece here, so it bolts up to the guard on the inside, so I'll pull that off now as well. Right now, Rachel's kindly cut this out for us. All you're going to need is a hammer, some painter's tape, and a centre punch. You set it up here, make sure it fits the guard properly. I'm going to tape it on, some of that painter's tape. So it's got a bit of a cut out there just to follow the guard a bit better. Tape that on and sort of get a bit of an idea where this is all going to be, and I'm going to tape up all this area underneath. Now that we've got this top edge lined up and this edge here, I can still fold it up.
How do you feel drilling into your car?
It's definitely not the first one I've drilled into, so. Right, the moment of truth. Jam this through the side of it. Make sure it's lined up. I'll probably end up moving this whole template out of the way. So to be quite honest, that's as far as you're going to get spinning it the right direction, because you're hitting at the top and the bottom and there's such a big curve there, makes it really hard. So with a good hole saw, I just spin it in reverse. It's not great for the tool, but it will still cut through there and it won't grab and try and break your wrist and try and grab half the panel, so it makes it a lot easier. So from now on I'm going to be spinning in reverse and it'll go through a lot smoother. Once you get through some of the harder angle, it starts flattening out a bit. You can spin it back the right way, so it will speed up the process a lot. But yeah, you just got to be careful, that's all. Got through one side, that's a bit of an issue. This side isn't all the way through just yet, so I'll just have to be really careful here not to do any damage. Easy as that. Now, just got to file the edges on the inside, and then we're going to want to put a bit of paint protection on there just so it doesn't rust on that steel edge. And so you'll keep the tape on here for now while you're stuffing around with the file. So you can drop this down to see how you went. Ultimately, it's too late if you stuffed it up, to be quite honest, but that looks bloody mint. This is the end of the tool. As you can see, still sharp as. So this came in a set. I've used a couple of them, but not many. And yeah, Sutton Viper. It's 105mm is what I used. Pull that out of the way. I've got this file here. It's a pretty coarse file. a bit finer one for a bit later on, but while I do these jobs, people say they learn a lot from watching me do the videos. Also a lot of the camera tips. So this is a little camera tip here today, just about exposure in here. So this, I've got a variable ND filter in front of the lens. So as I turn it, it darkens the scene up. So that lets you shoot at a wide aperture. So if I take that off completely, you see what happens? Gets real bright. So I do have these two new Sony lenses that shoot at f2.8, but I use them for the bash plate video, and I found it really hard, especially outside. It was way too bright, and I was using the shutter speed right up to like the max, and it looked real choppy. So you'll notice in that video it's real choppy, but this one should be a bit better because I'm filming on an older lens that I have one of these NDs for. Tech tip, so get out my 13mm, see how we go with that. I am aware there's such thing as sheet metal drills is probably what you should be using, but if there is any bits of swarf, just fold them towards the inside. Pretty easy to fold in, and then just run the drill bit through again, and it'll take that edge off. For rust protection, just on this exposed edge here, just going to use some of this stuff, heavy wax film. It's actually good enough. Done the last couple with this. Ideally, if you had the right coloured paint, probably be a little bit better, but this does the job. Righto, so we've got this other template in here now. Just got a drill bit because there's an alignment hole in there, holding it all square. Bit of tape. Let's move this horn out of the way for a second. The beauty of this is I don't actually have to drill that big hole, which is good. So this one, there's already a hole behind it, a smaller hole, just got to drill it out to that size, and then this one's a whole new hole, but there's actually a bit of a flat square there to drill, so it's pretty good. Usually put a bit of Loctite on the threads, drop them in. I've got a little Allen key piece in the top of them, so you just put an Allen key in there and tighten them down. Righto, same with this piece here. So I've just got to stick this on. See, it's got the adhesive on this side. Just clean this up a little bit, slap that on, and that'll stay where it is. Test fit. You see it's going to fit on there pretty smick. Got this intermediate tube I'm going to throw in behind the Guardian now. I've always used clear silicone in the past, but I haven't got any, so I'm going to use this Sikaflex. It's premium car body sealant, so we'll see how we go with this. Should be fine, I'd say. Just want to smother heaps of it on the inside. Seal her up. It's got a pretty coarse finish in here, so it's going to stick to the glue well, you know. Just make sure there's some on this piece. Tape up on the pillar. Righto, got the two bottom bolts started. There's one up in this corner. You just take this little plastic off, get in there a bit tighter. So I've got those two in there. So that's all done at the front. Just going to tighten up the intermediate tube at the front and then do a little airbox sealing up over here. Righto, sealed up those couple of holes in the air box. I'm just going to insert this into here. Alright, that lines up there. Right, some grease around the filter. If you want to know why, check out my one of my other videos. I'll link it up the top. Seal the airbox up. Put this bloody intake on. Well, there we go, legends. TJM AirTech is hooked up. Looks immaculate as usual. I actually love these snorkels, and they've always outlasted the cars I've ever owned. So if you're onto a good thing, why change it? So that's why I've got another one. Let's rip this spare wheel cover off the back. Pretty funny. Camo's been doing his own projects this whole time, so he's just made his own dual battery tray, and he's fitting up a DC-DC charger now. Gonna give him a bit of a hand wiring up a little bit later. Custom tray, going pretty smick. I'm going to give you a quick demo of how to pull these tyre covers off. Firstly, open this. Someone did actually ask me this one day, how do you get clearance for this buckle down here? So you do have to open the door. But other than that, it's unclipped. Pull this little cover off. One bolt behind there. Yep, short mil. One bolt. Right, easy as that. It's supposed to be easy enough for a soft mum to get off. Now, I've seen people do this. Please don't do this. Leave this freaking thing on. Looks disgusting. So do it properly. Take the wheel off, and then there's only a couple of bolts holding that on. So, first thing you'll need is your key. So every Prado, pull that little key out. You can do a lot of things with this key actually. So it goes into this wheel nut lock, pull it off. It's your key. It's the only one that'll work. Which is in here. Pull this out. Alright, just have to undo these two bolts here. That's that. Got this one little plug there for some unknown reason. And just these 4 bolts around the side. And that should come off. There we go. Of course, give the car a bit of a clean underneath it. Just wipe your wheel down. While I am wiping it down though, just mention again, these are for sale, so if you do want a set of 5 of them, this one's obviously brand new spare, so it's never been on the vehicle. Same as the tyre cover, pearl white. Let me know. Tyre cover between 150 and 200 bucks, and then this one here, full set with the wheel covers and wheel nuts, $2,000. So I sold my last set for 2,500, but because these have been used, taken off is around 2,000. So let me know. This is another little trick with the Prado. So see the rear camera, it's got this little cover on the bottom. So what you do, you spin it around, see those two screws on the end, you pull it off. Gives you so much better vision. It's still hanging down just as I showed you, but see this big black area here at the bottom? I'm not sure if it's so you can see this menu or whatever, or there was a glare issue or something, but yeah, have a look at that. And yeah, that's what it gets rid of. So see that cover? Comes straight off, and that's solid as a rock. That's not going anywhere, so that's already bolted on there. So I'm still not entirely sure of the function of this, so I just need to tighten this one first. Yeah, just make sure that goes on straight because it does swivel a little bit. And I'll show you what it looks like inside the cab now. So now straight away, you can see that's a spare tyre, but sitting on the back of the car. But it's got no black mark around the bottom there. Look at this clown. So that's how that'll look now. I'm not too sure if you can do any more with it, but that's how I've always just had it. And when you've got a nice black wheel, you hardly even notice that. So. Righto. Start putting a bit of a dent in this electrical work. Straight up. I'm gonna get this panel off, so we can get this panel out.